Baruch Spinoza, a 17th century Dutch philosopher, stands as one of the most radical thinkers in the history of philosophy. Born in 1632 in Amsterdam, Spinoza challenged traditional religious belief and offered a bold, unified vision of reality. At a time when philosophy was deeply influenced by religion, Spinoza took a different path. He argued that God is not a distant creator who governs the world from outside, but is instead identical with nature itself. This idea would later make him both controversial and revolutionary. Spinoza was heavily influenced by René Descartes, especially in his use of rationalism, the belief that reason is the primary source of knowledge. However, Spinoza went far beyond Descartes by rejecting the dualism of mind and body and proposing a completely unified system of reality. His most important work, The Ethics, is written in a geometric style, like a mathematical proof, showing his belief that philosophy should be as precise as logical as geometry. At the heart of Spinoza's philosophy is the concept of substance. For Spinoza, substance is something that exists in itself and is concept through itself. In simple terms, it does not depend on anything else for its existence. Unlike many philosophers before him, Spinoza argued that there is only one substance, and that substance is God. This is a radical departure from thinkers like Descartes, who believe in multiple substances, such as mind and body. Spinoza rejects this and insists that everything that exists is a part of a single, infinite substance. This means that the universe is made up of separate, independent things. Instead, everything is interconnected and ultimately part of one unified reality. To understand substance more clearly, Spinoza introduced the concept of attributes and modes. Attributes are the essential qualities of substance, the ways in which the human mind perceives the essence of substance. Spinoza believed that substance has infinitely many attributes, but human beings can only understand two of them: thought and extension. Thought refer to the mental or intellectual aspect of reality. Extension refer to the physical, material aspect of reality. Now, modes are the specific, infinite thing that exist in the world. Everything we see, object, people, ideas, are modes. They are not independent substance, but rather expression or modification of the one substance. So you and I are not separate being in the ultimate sense. We are modes of the one infinite substance, expressed through attributes like thought and extension. One of Spinoza's most famous and controversial ideas is his concept of God or nature, often expressed in Latin as Deus sive natura. For Spinoza, God is not a personal being who creates the world and intervenes in it. Instead, God is the world. God and nature are two names for the same reality. This means that everything that exists, every tree, every star, every human being is part of God. This view is known as a Pantheism, the belief that God is identical with the universe. Spinoza's God does not have intention, desire, or emotion. It does not reward or punish. Instead, it operates through the necessary laws of nature. Nothing in the universe is random or accidental. Everything follows from the nature of God with absolute necessity, just as the proportion of a triangle follows from its definition. Spinoza's philosophy is not just about understanding reality, it is also about achieving a kind of freedom and happiness. This is where the idea of the intellectual love of God comes in. For Spinoza, the highest form of knowledge is the understanding of the unity of all things. that everything is a part of God or nature. When we truly understand this, we develop an intellectual love of God. This is not an emotional or religious devotion, but a deep, rational appreciation of the order and necessity of the universe. This love brings peace of mind. It frees us from fear, anxiety, and the illusion that we are separate from the world. Instead of resisting reality, we come to accept it fully, understanding that everything happens according to the nature of the one substance. In this state, we achieving true freedom, not by controlling the world, but by understanding it. One of Spinoza's most fascinating ideas is the doctrine of parallelism. Earlier philosophers like René Descartes believed that the mind and body are two separate substances that somehow interact. But this raises a serious problem. How can two completely different substances influence each other? Spinoza solved this problem in a bold way by denying interaction altogether. According to Spinoza, the mind and body do not interact. Instead, they run in a perfect parallel. They are two different expressions of the same underlying reality, the one substance. Every mental event has a corresponding physical event, and every physical event has a corresponding mental event, but one does not cause the other. For example, when you decide to raise your hand, it may seem like your mind is causing your body to act, but for Spinoza, both the thought and the movement are simply two sides of the same process, unfolding simultaneously in different attributes through thought and extension. This idea removed the mystery of interaction and reinforced Spinoza's vision of the perfectly unified universe. Spinoza's philosophy is often described as pantheism, the belief that God is identical with the universe. Unlike traditional religious views where God is separate from creation, Spinoza argues that everything that exists is a part of God. God is not a creator standing outside the world. God is the immanent cause of all things, existing within everything, not beyond it. This means nature is not created by God, it is God. Everything that happens is an expression of divine necessity. There is no supernatural realm separate from the natural world. This view was highly controversial in Spinoza's time because it challenged the idea of a personal moral God. Yet it also offered a deeply unified and rational vision of reality. In Spinoza's pantheism, the sacred is not found outside the world, but within it, in the laws of nature and the structure of reality itself. Spinoza believed that human beings can understand reality at different levels. He described three kinds or order of knowledge. First, imagination. This is the lowest level of knowledge. It is based on sensory experience, hearsay, and incomplete information. At this level, our understanding is often confused and unreliable. We form opinions rather than true knowledge, and we are easily misled by appearance. Second, reason. This is a higher level of knowledge based on rational thinking and common notion. Through reason, we begin to understand the general law of nature. Our knowledge becomes clear and more consistent. At this stage, we start to see the order and necessity in the world. Third, intuition. This is the highest and most perfect form of knowledge. Here, we directly perceive the essence of things and understand their place within the whole of reality. We see how everything follows from the nature of God or nature. This intuitive knowledge leads to the intellectual love of God, bringing deep peace and freedom. In conclusion, Spinoza's philosophy presents a bold and unified vision of reality. He rejects the idea of a divided world made up of separate substance and instead argues for a single, infinite substance, God or nature, of which everything is a part. Through concepts like parallelism, he dissolved the traditional conflict between mind and body. Through pantheism, he redefines God as the very fabric of existence. And through his three order of knowing, he offers a path from confusion to clarity, from illusion to truth. Spinoza's message is both philosophical and deeply practical. True freedom does not come from controlling the world, but from understanding it. By recognizing our place within the infinite whole, we move beyond fear and ignorance, and towards a life guided by reason, insight and inner peace. If you are still watching, I hope you are finding this content useful. Please like and share this video, subscribe to the channel and share your thought in the comment. Your support motivates me to create even more content like this.